So not only do I look good in a sundress, but I'm strong, I can deal with a 185-pound husband and continue to maintain an acre of property because I have the balance and I think the internal strength to be able to support it. I think the challenge was having a 82-year-old husband that had a stroke and knowing that for us to stay in our home, I needed to be able to take care of him. And historically, not athletic, not a whole lot of workout, and not really appreciating how important the strength was to be able to keep the house and take good care of him. Coming here is changed. So we have a home we've been in for 50 years, has some steps, whole lot of carpets, so to have to learn how to redesign the house to be able to support him, as well as understanding what I can do to help him, what caused me some discomfort, and then how to do it differently. And I think what I've learned is when you're young, you think you're going to be strong forever. And as you age, you don't realize that you're not until you go to pick up the cat bowl on the ground and you find yourself pushing back up, reaching high for a glass, and all of a sudden your arm hurts. And I think recognizing that I am older and I need to do things differently, and staying strong is really critical to both of our survivals as well as our health. Well, actually I thought early on, I contacted a realtor, figured I'd have to sell a home, maybe we'd have to go into assisted living. So the scare of being in a 53-year marriage and a 50-year home and having to change everything on top of dealing with a husband who was athletic, rode his bike, sailed his boat, and now all of a sudden couldn't do any of those things. The frustration of what is my new life going to look like, and making decisions that would support that. But I think what I learned after coming here and spending some time together is there's a whole lot of modifications I can make on my life and not have to sell everything and move to an apartment. So the frustration was the fear of the unknown, because I'm not good at that, a little bit of a control freak, as well as knowing, could I take care of him? Could we stay here and live a new version of our old life? And the answer is yes. So the proverbial join 24-hour fitness, get 3 free lessons, pay a trainer to work out. And what I found is nice people, good intention, most of them under 30, a lot of male-dominant trainers who don't know anything about what it's like to be soon to be 73 years old. They were flaky. The quality of what I got wasn't good, and it really, I don't think they were particularly interested in my goals. And I think as you age, that becomes even more important, particularly when you're not sure what you need. I mean, you and I have had conversations, and I started with you, which is one of my favorite stories, with a picture of a girl with a killer back and said, look, I need to look good in a sundress. And you said to me, yeah, well, okay. But I could tell that it wasn't important to you. What I've learned is it's still important to me, but I can get there without just going to 24-hour fitness and working on upper body. So not only do I look good in a sundress, but I'm strong, I can deal with a 185-pound husband, continue to maintain an acre of property because I have the balance and I think the internal strength to be able to support it. We've been together about a year. I think about halfway through, I started to learn the value of looking good in a sundress and being strong. I think for me, what I felt was I want to do this for the rest of my life. And Lou and I have talked about, we're going to keep coming here as long as we can afford to do so financially and physically. But I think probably about halfway through, I started to feel a change in my physicality, my strength and not being quite as achy as I once was, lifting up, bags of soil, learning to hold them differently. About halfway through, I thought, maybe this is where I want to be. And then the deadlifts, as you know, became my new best friend. Something about doing something that most old women don't do is pretty special. So I want to do that for a long time to come. My life has changed so much in terms of Lou's health and running the property that he used to run, but this is just one thing I don't have to worry about. I remember joining gyms and dreading going. I candidly never dreaded a day coming here. Some days I feel better about coming than others, but I think I said to you at the end of each session, I wish I could bottle this feeling so I could take it before I come, because that's made the world a difference. Coming here is something I look forward to. It's a break for me, but it also lets me observe the work we do with my husband, so that I can keep that skill up when he comes home. So it's kind of been a double positive for us. And I think that probably one of the most important things is as you age, they talk about aging gracefully, and I don't think everybody wants to do that. They don't know really what that means. And I think part of it is fighting that, sit on the couch and watch another program or get up and take a walk. And I'm not a big expert or an advocate in physical fitness, you know, historically. But what this has done is that is no longer a decision. I clearly want to get off the couch. So, but the other thing that taught me, and that you've taught me, is to be kind to myself. And if there's a day where I just want to sit on the couch, it's okay. And I think that's part of this for people that are trying to figure out what they want, what they need. This isn't hard body gym. You're not here to pick people up. You're here to do some really important strength and conditioning work. And I think sets you up for a better next 10, 15 years. Nobody told me that, and I'm just grateful that I discovered it by being here.